Everything you've been told about happiness is wrong. Yeah, I'm talking about the belief that having more stuff, more clothes, the newest gadgets, bigger houses, will make you happier. The shocking truth is, not only is that belief incorrect, it's actively sabotaging your happiness. Look around your home right now. How many things do you own that you rarely or never use? How much money, time, and mental energy have you spent on these items that promised happiness, but instead brought clutter, stress, and anxiety? In the groundbreaking book Goodbye Things, Fumio Sasaki reveals the surprising truth about why we feel overwhelmed and unhappy, even though we have more possessions than any generation before. He argues something deeply counterintuitive, something that could change your life forever. True happiness doesn't come from acquiring more. It comes from letting go. You don't own your stuff owns you. And today, I'm going to show you exactly why minimalism, the art of owning less, might just be your path to a freer, simpler, and far happier life. Not too long ago, I was caught in this cycle of endless accumulation. If you'd walked into my home at that time, you'd have immediately seen what I mean. A cluttered living room, overflowing with books I hadn't read, clothes I'd worn maybe once, and gadgets I genuinely thought would improve my life, but never did. Every closet and drawer was stuffed to capacity. Yet, ironically, I felt emptier than ever. Like many people here in America, I deeply believed in that narrative we're sold every day. Buy more and you'll be happier. Every new purchase. It brought a brief high, a fleeting moment of satisfaction. But that joy? It quickly faded, replaced by guilt, anxiety, and the burden of debt. I constantly felt the need to keep up, to upgrade, to chase after the next big thing. But instead of feeling fulfilled, I found myself stressed, exhausted, and overwhelmed by the sheer amount of stuff that owned my attention. The breaking point came during a particularly rough week at work. I came home one evening mentally drained, emotionally exhausted. As I stepped into my apartment, rather than relief, I felt suffocated. My home no longer felt like a sanctuary. Instead, it felt like a crowded storage unit, reflecting the chaos in my mind. That night, while scrolling aimlessly on my phone, I stumbled upon a video about the Japanese art of minimalism. Curious, but honestly skeptical, I ordered the book they recommended, Goodbye Things by Fumio Sasaki. Honestly, I didn't expect much. I just hoped it might help me organize my closet or maybe reduce some clutter. But as I read through the first few chapters, something struck me deeply. Sasaki wasn't just talking about decluttering. He was describing exactly how I felt, trapped by my own possessions. He explained how our identities had become intertwined with what we own, how consumerism feeds on our insecurities, and why owning fewer things can bring a profound sense of freedom and happiness. For the first time, I clearly saw the hidden truth behind my stress and anxiety. The things I bought to make me happy were actually the very things weighing me down, holding me back, and causing my unhappiness. This realization, it was painful but eye-opening. And at that moment, I decided something had to change. It wasn't easy, but embracing minimalism soon transformed not just my home, but my entire life. Most of us in America have grown up believing a simple formula for happiness. Work hard, earn more, buy more stuff, and you'll feel successful, fulfilled, and secure. From a young age, we're bombarded by marketing messages telling us exactly what we need to buy to be happier. A newer car, a bigger house, the latest smartphone, or stylish clothes that signal success to everyone around us. But here's the paradox. Despite living in one of the wealthiest societies in history, our levels of anxiety, depression, and dissatisfaction have never been higher. If acquiring more possessions truly made us happier, wouldn't we already be the happiest generation ever? Clearly, something is deeply flawed about our approach. Research by psychologists and sociologists reveals a surprising truth. Having more possessions does not lead to lasting happiness. In fact, studies show that after reaching a certain threshold of comfort, accumulating more items actually increases stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. Excessive belongings overload your brain, causing decision fatigue and mental clutter, making it harder for you to focus on what's truly important. Owning too much creates unnecessary attachment and worry, causing you to fear losing what you've acquired, ironically robbing you of the peace you hoped these items would bring. This is the uncomfortable truth about consumerism. It thrives on our insecurities and false beliefs, convincing us that happiness always lies just one purchase away. But here's what Fumio Sasaki, the author of Goodbye Things, discovered, and it's incredibly counterintuitive. True happiness comes not from having more, but from needing less. Minimalism, as Sasaki describes it, isn't just about getting rid of clutter. It's about clearing out the mental and emotional baggage attached to your possessions. It's about breaking free from societal expectations and reclaiming your own definition of success and happiness. It's about understanding deeply that your value isn't tied to what you own or what you buy. When you embrace the idea that possessions don't define you, you suddenly realize just how liberating it can be to let go. No more chasing after temporary highs. No more comparing your life to others. Just a profound sense of clarity, simplicity, and genuine happiness. Imagine waking up each morning feeling refreshed, clear-headed, and genuinely grateful, not for the things you own, but for the freedom you've gained by letting them go. Sasaki's message isn't just surprising, it challenges everything we've been conditioned to believe about happiness. The question is, are you ready to see your life and your happiness in a completely new way? So, here's the powerful insight from Fumio Sasaki that completely changed my perspective, and it might change yours too. You don't own your things own you. At first glance, this statement might sound strange or even extreme. How could my belongings possibly own me? I bought them, right? They're mine. But think about it carefully. Every single item you possess comes with a hidden cost. It requires your energy, your space, your money, your attention, and even your peace of mind. Every morning when you choose your clothes from an overflowing closet, you're using precious mental energy. Every weekend spent cleaning and organizing unnecessary clutter is valuable time you'll never get back. Every new gadget or piece of furniture you purchase eventually demands upkeep, repairs, or replacement, silently adding stress and responsibility to your life. Sasaki reveals that this constant maintenance, physical, financial, and psychological, leaves little room for genuine happiness or personal growth. Instead of supporting our happiness, these belongings quietly become burdens that limit our freedom, creativity, and peace of mind. Minimalism, then, isn't simply about tidying up your living room or discarding unwanted items. It's a profound philosophy that reshapes your relationship with possessions. It's about understanding deeply that your identity, your worth, and your joy do not and never have depended on what you own. When you start letting go of unnecessary things, something magical happens. You begin to reclaim your life, your focus, your energy. You find clarity in your goals and a renewed sense of purpose. You have more resources, time, money, attention to dedicate toward experiences, relationships, and passions that truly matter. Minimalism is freedom, not deprivation. Think about this carefully. How many hours of your life have you exchanged for things you barely use or appreciate? How much stress has come from managing possessions that never brought you lasting joy? The moment you truly grasp this insight, when you clearly see the invisible chains that connect you to your possessions, you experience an extraordinary sense of liberation. This was my personal aha moment. I realized I'd been carrying burdens I never consciously chose. Trapped by my own possessions, unaware of the freedom waiting for me on the other side. Sasaki's message wasn't just enlightening, it was empowering. Your possessions should enhance your life, not control it. Recognizing this simple yet profound truth can be your first step toward the kind of clarity, peace, and happiness that material wealth alone can never buy. If you're ready to free yourself from the stress of your possessions, here's a powerful, practical method you can apply immediately, inspired directly by Fumio Sasaki's own journey. It's called the 30-Day Minimalist Challenge. It works like this. On day 1, remove just one item from your home that you no longer use or genuinely love. It could be as simple as an old t-shirt, a dusty book, or an outdated gadget. On day 2, remove 2 items. Again, choose things you don't use regularly or that no longer add value to your life. On day 3, remove 3 items, and continue adding 1 item each day for 30 days. By the end of the month, you'll have let go of hundreds of unnecessary items. Initially, you might feel a slight discomfort, maybe even hesitation, but soon, you'll notice something surprising, a feeling of genuine liberation. Your home becomes clearer, more spacious, calmer. Your mind, previously cluttered with constant distractions and to-do lists related to your belongings, gains new clarity. Most importantly, you realize just how little you actually need to be happy. Here's an additional tip. If you're uncertain whether to let go of something, ask yourself one powerful question. Does this item genuinely add value or happiness to my life right now? Or am I holding on to it out of fear or guilt? This challenge doesn't just declutter your space, it transforms your mindset. It teaches you to distinguish clearly between what you truly value and what's simply weighing you down. Give yourself permission to let go. Experience firsthand how simplicity can unlock a deeper, more fulfilling happiness in your life today. After I embraced minimalism and completed that 30-day minimalist challenge, something extraordinary happened. Not just in my home, but within myself. The physical changes, well, those were obvious. My home felt lighter, clearer, more peaceful. But the real magic was how it transformed my internal world. For the first time in years, I woke up without anxiety, without dread about the day ahead. There was a newfound clarity in my thinking, an unexpected sense of calmness I hadn't felt in a long time. Instead of being distracted by endless clutter and constant desires for more stuff, my focus shifted toward meaningful experiences and genuine connections with people around me. My relationships improved dramatically. Instead of spending my evenings scrolling endlessly through online shopping sites or organizing piles of unnecessary items, I began investing more time with family and friends. Conversations became deeper. Laughter came more easily. I felt truly present during the small, beautiful moments I had previously overlooked. Even my financial situation improved noticeably. By breaking free from impulsive purchases and the need to constantly upgrade, I found myself saving significantly more money. For the first time, financial freedom felt genuinely attainable. I realized just how many hours of my life I'd previously traded for things that never brought me lasting joy. But the biggest transformation was within me emotionally and mentally. I experienced a profound shift in my understanding of happiness and fulfillment. Minimalism taught me that joy wasn't hidden behind the next purchase, the next promotion, or the next accomplishment. It was already here, waiting quietly beneath all the noise and clutter of my life. Today, my home isn't just tidy, it's my sanctuary. Every item I own now has a clear purpose or brings genuine joy. This newfound simplicity has given me the freedom and courage to pursue dreams I'd previously shelved because I was too overwhelmed, too distracted, or simply too afraid. Minimalism didn't just change my living space. No, it changed my entire approach to life. I've discovered a more authentic way to live, one filled with gratitude, clarity, and peace. I learned that true happiness is far simpler and far closer than I ever imagined. And this profound transformation all started with letting go of things that no longer served me. All right, now it's your turn. I have a question for you. And I really want you to pause here for just a second and reflect deeply. What's one thing you're still holding on to right now that you know deep down is actually holding you back? It could be something small, like an old gift that you're keeping out of guilt. Maybe clothing you're hoping you'll fit into someday. Or perhaps it's an expensive purchase that represents a life you thought you wanted, but deep down, you know, it's no longer you. Whatever it is, share your thoughts down below in the comments. I genuinely read every single comment, and I'd love to connect directly with you. Let's start a meaningful conversation about letting go and creating more space for real happiness in our lives. And if today's video made you reconsider your relationship with your possessions, if you felt inspired or even just slightly curious about how minimalism might transform your life, please hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you never miss future videos. That can help you unlock deeper happiness, clarity, and freedom in your life. And remember this powerful thought from Fumio Sasaki: Happiness doesn't come from owning more things. It comes from needing fewer. Thanks for watching, thanks for reflecting, and thanks for being brave enough to question what truly brings you joy. I'll see you in the next video.